I'm now 4 months into my body recomp journey. I'll show what I did look like and kind of what I look like now. I am seeing amazing results. I think I'm finally learning. I'm definitely just a beginner, but I really want to share the things that I've learned to show that all of this, it really isn't that hard. You don't have to work as hard as you think. You just have to be consistent. So something that I focus on now is eating at maintenance and eating a lot of protein. I am 5'2". I'm a little over 100 pounds, and based off those BMI charts, I am pretty much underweight almost, so I can't afford to lose more weight. And the weird part about it is I'm kind of skinny fat, so I just would carry a lot of weight in my stomach, and I just kept thinking that, okay, if I eat less, if I lose more weight, it'll go away in my stomach. But what I'm realizing is you have to work out to tone those areas, and you have to build muscle to burn more body fat in the areas that you want. Simply not eating is not going to do anything. You're just going to lose muscle mass and look frail and weak, and then everything's just going to get harder and harder to do until you crash diet and you restart all over again, and you feel bad about yourself. Because I would go days without eating, and then I would just eat normally, but really I was just eating too much bread, calories, sauce, butter. Anyway, I could go on. So I'm eating at maintenance. I first started at 16 to 1800 calories. I found that at about month 3 to 4, I began to get really hungry and tired, exhausted. I was losing the fuel for my workouts. So that's when I realized I did have to increase about 100 to 200 calories, which is a little bit uncomfortable. I still feel like I'm supposed to be eating less, but really trying to drill it in my head that there is no rush for this. I need to make this like a lifestyle change. So now I'm eating up to 2000 calories. I feel a lot better, a lot more energized. All of the clothes that were fitting me are a lot looser in certain areas, and I've pretty much stayed the same weight. I did lose a couple pounds. That is why I did increase my calories. That's how I could tell that the muscle that I'm building, I need more energy to fuel that. That's okay. The whole point of what I'm doing is building muscle so that I can burn more calories, so that I can eat more of what I want. Muscle burns 3 times more calories than fat does. So you can just sit here and burn calories and eat more. Obviously still being a bit conscious. For protein, this was the problem I had before. I would eat one protein shake, it would have 40 grams of protein, and I thought, yeah, done for the day, don't gotta do anything else. But that was wrong. I was still starving my body, not getting enough protein. I was pretty much just getting the daily limit so my body could function. But now I aim for about 1 gram per pound of body weight, and I find that I am much more satiated with my meals. I don't feel the need to snack, and I feel a lot more energized. Now it's time to talk about the things that I did wrong. I want to share with you so that you don't make these same mistakes. Firstly, don't eat 1200 calories a day. You will get nowhere with that. I'm sure you've tried it and failed it enough. You will just get so hungry that you will gorge yourself days later, or your body goes into starvation mode and you don't actually lose fat. If you cut your calories and you eat little, that fat ain't going nowhere. Track your calories. Make sure to weigh everything, because sometimes if it says, oh, 2 cookies is 200 calories, well, the cookies might be different sizes. The calories could be 250. Once I started doing this, I realized how much I was actually overeating. I was eating probably at least 1000 calories more than I needed to a day, because I was eating bread. I was putting too much butter in my eggs. I was eating too many eggs. I was adding too much oil to my stir fry. I was really overdoing it and excusing what I was doing because, well, I'm eating vegetables, I'm eating rice, but you really can overeat healthy things. So just really be cautious, because that is definitely where I made mistakes. Sauces as well is where I went crazy. I would just sauce everything up, and there are a lot of calories in syrup and barbecue sauce and dressings. So just really be aware of that, and you will start to see changes. Track your calories. It's important. It'll make a big difference. It'll make you be aware of the mistakes that you're making so that you can make better, less mistakes. Now I'll go over things that I did wrong in terms of working out. First, I would think that I could work out every day and that was appropriate to help me lose weight, but rest really is important. Your body's not going to heal to be able to grow more muscle if you just keep tearing your muscles apart, working them out. So don't do that. Don't make the mistake of working out only one part of your body. It's really silly just to focus on one part. And if you're afraid of being bulky, No. You would have to eat so much protein and calories to be able to like gain and bulk up here. It's just really not that easy for women to do, so don't worry about that. I've been lifting and doing a lot of arms, and so far I've actually slimmed down my arms and my upper body, so do it. I am seeing results. I would only do a bunch of squats with kettlebell every day. I would never work out my arms, I would never do torso, and ironically, the place I wanted to see the most results was my core. Ever since doing arms 2 days a week, core 1 day a week, legs 2 days a week, I find that I've actually slimmed down in all areas and toned down much better. I'm not getting bulky at all. If anything, I find I'm getting slimmer here. Do it, work out all parts of your body. You're not gonna see these bodybuilding results that you think you will. Another aspect of working out that I got incorrect was I thought you had to work out until you died, because when I was in high school, there was a thing that they taught us called a HIIT circuit, which was high intensity interval training. There was a bunch of stuff that came out in the 2010s about HIIT workouts, and you really have to expend all of your energy for about half an hour, 45 minutes to get through one of these workouts. So this is one I followed. I don't want to bash it. It's great to do, but I think you already need to be very strong and have a lot of muscle to be able to do a lot of these workouts. Essentially, this book would offer a 3 to 4 month workout plan, and if you needed a little bit of pre-training, it would give you this month routine to get into so you could slowly amp up to do harder workouts. And guess what? I've tried this routine probably 5 times and I could only ever get to less than month 2. I would tire myself out and fail, and I'll tell you why. I found the things that this book was asking you to do is expend all of the energy that you had just to make yourself sweat and get your heart racing, but I found that I became so tired that I would just give up, and I could barely even do the training segment. I don't know if this was great for building muscle, it was just great for cardio. So I think I had the wrong mindset. This is just a big cardio workout that amps up harder and harder, and it really just makes you feel like you're failing, because there was a lot of this where jump over a bench, okay, I can't do that. A plank rotation, I was not strong enough to stand on my arm and do this. I'm still not. I'm still trying to work my way up to do more floor motions. I think these people working out here, they're much more fit than they seem, and it's advertising that regular people can do this, and it's just kind of silly. This book, Another really important reason to strength train is to prevent sarcopenia. It's the gradual loss of muscle mass as you age. So that was something that I was noticing. I would usually get all of my workouts kind of running around at work, and in my 20s, great. I could get away with 6 hours of sleep, barely eating, and getting through my day pretty easily. And now that I'm 32, I need 8 hours of sleep. Me running around all day tires me. I don't have the energy. I feel weak. My back hurts bending over. So I knew something needed to change, and I knew losing weight wasn't the answer, because I kept trying that time and time again, and all I ever felt was drained, hungry, not worth it, not fun. So I decided to try something else. I bought myself a barbell set, weights. I decided to strength train, and to do it 5-6 days a week, but we're not working out for 30 minutes every day. I'm just doing these 15-20 minute workouts. I'm doing 3 sets, and I'm just essentially working out parts of my body until failure. When those weights become easier, then I know to add more weight, work out till failure. Once that becomes easy, add more. And if you're starting to feel more tired, not energized, well, that's how you know to increase calorie. As long as you're weighing yourself every now and again, you'll have an idea if that's the right choice, if you're gaining weight, but ultimately you will just physically see the results looking at your body too. Don't always rely on the scale. It's just a bit of an indicator if you're making the right decisions. That's pretty much it. I just want to make a few key points. Patience is one of them. I would always give up at about 2 months, because I figure since, well, I'm already kind of skinny, I'll see the results by 2 months. If I don't, well, that means I failed, but that's not necessarily the case. I'm 4 months in, I'm seeing great results, but I am understanding how much longer this is going to take. I think I'm probably going to need another year to have that imaginary body that I have, but ultimately, I'm so much happier with the way I look now versus the way I did before. But I do also want to maintain my health as I age. I want to make sure that I can bend, lift, jump, run, crawl on the ground, and things like that. I want to be able to enjoy my life for as long as I can. I don't want to lose my independence. So starting in your 30s and 40s, it's not too late. You can start in your 20s, even better. Another part about this journey that I underestimated was how exhausted I would feel. You really have to give yourself a month to get over that exhaustion. It will be very hard to get out of bed. You'll feel like you need a lot more sleep. The first 2 weeks definitely suck because your muscles are getting used to everything, so they will hurt and they will tear. I promise you, once you get over that hump, it will not feel like that every time. Once you get past that point, when you work out, you'll actually start to feel adrenalized and have more energy and feel like you actually want to do more. Just get over that hump. It's very hard at first. You don't have to work out as hard as you think. Use Google, figure out what workouts will work best for you. I don't want to suggest the things that work for me because we're all different. I just want to show you how possible and how easy body recomp can be. You can do this, you can work out, and you can still incorporate the things that you like. I see a lot of influencers make everything very black and white with what they eat as healthy, but I eat in a very gray area. I'm still within my calories, I'm still hitting my protein, and I want to show you that it's possible to still eat the things you like. Another way to think about it is it's not dieting, it's portioning. You can eat what you want, just portion it. Eating healthier is a bit of a long con, but before you know it, you'll have scammed yourself into eating healthier without even feeling like it. I promise.